Neil Sean here. I really just wanted to share this with you. There's no story, there's no breaking news on this particular segment. It's really just a conversation between you and I because, as I say, we have a busy year, don't we? We're always running around, always trying to keep up and catch up and do things. And I was recently doing an interview with someone and it sort of sparked an interest for me because they were saying, can you remember certain things, particularly like school days? And I thought to myself, yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Your memory does become slightly distorted. I don't know if you've ever gone back to your school or had any of those school reunions. They're not necessarily my cup of tea, because the bottom line is it's sometimes best to leave the memories where they are, you know what I mean? But there are inspirational teachers that did inspire you, that did a lot to help you and, helped shape the person you became. That's truly what teaching's about, isn't it, But for school things, I can only really remember the negative things. The positive stuff, really, I quite like the home economics, what we called it anyway, which was cooking. Do you remember that? You sort of taught yourself how to make like a roast dinner or a Yorkshire pudding or something, you know what I mean? The things that were useful to you. The things that I think school didn't teach us, and I don't know if you agree on this, is, how to do things like open a bank account, what to do when you move into your very first own place, how do you pay your electric bill, your gas bill, things like that. I'm not sure if this happens in today's society, but I'd love to know what your memories were of your school, What was it like? Mine, the first school particularly, was a sort of forbidding old Victorian style classroom, and they had to bring heaters in the winter because the windows would frost up. And I was of the generation, tell me if you were, I know you're all thinking you don't look old enough, Neil. I know it's this light, trust me. But we used to get given a bottle of a Jill, they called it, of milk. And some people, can you imagine this, would put this near the heater to warm the milk up. I always found that a bit strange, really. I just liked it ice cold. And then, of course, there was the inevitable sports days, weren't they? But the thing that I dreaded the most, oh yes, was when they invited your parents down, to meet the teacher. And you can't, it didn't matter what you said or what you did, the teacher was going to be honest about your lack of interest, weren't they not? Of course, when you come from a showbiz sort of background, it's lovely in a sense because you have a dual world, I was lucky enough, as I say, from a very young age to meet very famous people. Didn't know it, obviously, at the time. So I had this world of what I call normality and showbiz. But as ever, it's always about truly you. I'd love to know, what were your memories of school? What was it like for you? Did you like the school dinners? Did you get free school dinners? We did. But the thing that I didn't like was, particularly on a Friday, we had fish and chips or, fish and salad, I think. But they always left the skin on inside the batter. Ooh. Oh, I always found that awful, But also, you look at it, don't you? And you look back and think, their memories just become clouded sort of hazes, don't they? Was it all that bad? Were you glad to leave? What did you leave with? Or did you go to university? Do you think our generation and older had it easier? Did we learn more? As ever, do share your memories, as I say. Let's get that brain batter going and remember, possibly, as they say sometimes, some of the happiest days of your life. Or were they? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.